Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
Number one music at Music Radio, WABC, the Bee Gees, Staying Alive. It's 27 minutes in front of 5 o'clock in the Ingram Ed. Garfunkel, James Taylor, Paul Simon.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful world. What a wonderful, 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 wonderful world.
Wonderful, wonderful. Art Garfunkel, James Taylor, and Paul Simon on WABC. The word for the day, the vocabulary word for the day. Our vocabulary for today is rubric. Rubric is a cobblestone street in Paris.
The best music, WABC.
That's your vocabulary, and this is your disc jockey. That's me.
You've had it with all the confusion about acne medications. Well, so have the makers of Fostex. So to introduce you to new Fostex BPO, we're not going to offer you double talk. No frills, no fancy words, just the facts. New Fostex BPO is strong acne medicine. It contains benzoyl peroxide, the most powerful non-prescription acne-fighting ingredient you can put on your face. And that's a fact. New Fostex BPO kills the bacteria known to be a leading cause of acne. In a scientific study, it destroyed 99% of these pimple-causing germs in just 1 week's time. And that's a fact. New Fostex BPO comes in gel form, so you control it. You put it right on the area where it's needed. There's no mess, no waste. And that's a fact. New Fostex BPO with benzoyl peroxide is the acne-fighting gel you're going to like. And that's an opinion. Get new Fostex BPO at your drug counter now. Read and follow label instructions. In the battle against acne, there's a Fostex way to fight it.
You can trust Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco shocks for quality.
Trust Delco to beat the bumps. Delco shock absorbers are bigger than ordinary 1-inch shocks. They have 59% more shock capacity. And for even more muscle, pick Delco heavy-duty shocks or Delco spring lift and airlift shocks. They'll help keep you on the level with firm control for whatever you're driving.
You can trust Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco shocks for quality. Delco shocks for quality. Take your contact. Take it now. Give your code to contact.
You've got a nighttime cold. Congestion is keeping you awake. You didn't take contact, did you? We're so famous for all-day relief, you didn't think of us for nighttime. Wrong. Our 12-hour contact capsule decongests all night long so you can get the rest and sleep you need. And sleep's a great healer.
Give your code to contact.
Take only as directed.
I certainly hope to. Thank you, sir.
The best music, WABC.
Okay, right now, the first caller after I clear the lines, the 212-955-9988, who knows today's WABC good word about New York is the Statue of Liberty, will win $77 cash. You get a busy don't redound means we ought to have a winner. Remember, you got to know today's good word to win, and that's the Statue of Liberty. Call now. All right, clear the line.
8 o'clock in Boise, Idaho. What's your name? Little girl, what's your name? Shouldn't you say, little girl, won't you do the same?
Oh, what's your name? What's your face? There on WABC here. Just want to be your everything. Mr. Andy Kidd with an odd card, 18 in front of 5 at Music Radio, WABC.
For so long, you and me been finding each other for so long. And I stay here without you.
WABC Ingram.
Arrivederci.
Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.
Zubonets and good night.
The best music, WABC.
Oh, yeah. WABC reminds you that a person's education is the foundation on which he builds his entire life, or her entire life. Women's American Ort works for better education here and abroad. Join Women's American Ort.
Ingram. They call me Happy Tracks, 'cause I'm walking happy, feeling high and stepping snappy, moving my feet to the beat of a brand new day. What do you say? Hey, I'm making happy tracks, jogging in the sunshine, skating on the skateboard, having a fun time, drinking a Coke, 'cause Coke can't life the disgust to me. Come along and make a happy tracks, living every minute, to getting more out, putting more in it, making the sunshine shine on a rainy day. Come on, make a happy tracks, make yourself a new friend, buy a Coke, do that step again. Coke can't life, and you need a little life to make a happy tracks. Coke can't life, and everybody wants a little happy tracks. Make yourself a new friend, buy a Coke, do that step again. Coke can't life, everybody wants a little life. Coke can't life, everybody wants a little life.
Oh, here's a grim weather forecast. Cloudy, cold, maybe some snow flurries tonight. Isn't that wonderful? In the 30s. Tomorrow, cloudy, cold, chance of more snow developing. 35 to 40. Isn't that grand? Right now, it's 48, partly sunny. WABC degrees.
You'll find Alexander's has what you're looking for. How lucky can you get?
Hey, today and tomorrow, don't miss Alexander's Spring Savings Spree. For example, save up to 44% on girls and young juniors' vested suits, just $19.99. Most for $30 to $37. You find jackets and vests with pants or skirts. Girls and young juniors' vested Easter suits, just $19.99. Today and tomorrow at Alexander's.
Wow, how lucky can you get?
1959, the year America fell in love with rock and roll, and with it came the disc jockey who turned it into power, the street corner singers who turned it into stardom, the record hustlers who turned it into gold, and most of all, the kids who turned it into passion. American Hot Wax from Paramount, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
Starts Friday at Low State 1, Lowe's Orpheum, Reed's 34th Street East, and at the theater near your place.
WABC.
Hello, who's calling the WABC game?
Eddie Sutton.
Hello, Eddie Sutton. This is Dan Ingram. Can you tell me the WABC good word about New York today?
Yep, it's Statue of Liberty.
That's right, Eddie, and you just won $77.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What you gonna do with $77?
Buy a new bike.
Buy a new bike? Okay, enjoy it, Eddie, and tell me, what's your favorite radio station?
WABC all the way.
This is our folk world. Love lasts in my soul. Still you I'll get there. I'll be a red heart. I'll get there. I'll be calling up the name to let them know.
That old game of musical parking places without the music is back again tomorrow. I'm Bob Hart, WABC News. This may be a little hard to believe, but Vic Ross of the New York City Traffic Department says you'd better believe it.
The traffic department is very happy to announce that after 62 days, a record number of days of suspension of alternate side of the street regulations, the laws go back into effect tomorrow at 2 a.m. in the morning, and the sanitation crews will once again begin sweeping the streets.
It was back on January 13th when New York City got clobbered by over 13 inches of snow and the alternate side parking regs were suspended. And since then, the city has lost more than $5 million in fines and towing charges and meter revenues. But alternate side is back on tomorrow. A year ago, 51 kids were hurt in a school bus accident in Bayside, Queens. A grand jury was asked to investigate, and today WABC's Joe Pham got the results of that investigation from District Attorney John Santucci.
The grand jury found that the school bus, which was transporting its precious cargo of children, although the bus was in compliance with state law, was nevertheless an unsafe vehicle. And the injuries suffered by the children involved in the accident in Queens County were directly attributable to the unsafe construction of the bus involved. The jury jury has recommended that future buses have certain safeguards.
What about buses in other parts of the city?
The buses that they talk about are not only used in Queens County, but they're used throughout New York City, and I would assume in a good part of the state.
Santucci says the grand jury is suggesting physical changes in the school buses to make them safer and better training for bus drivers to make them safer, too. A fire in a 5-story building on East 23rd Street in Manhattan has gone to 3 alarms now. And so far, no reports of any injuries, but traffic is blocked off on East 23rd Street between Park Avenue South and Lexington. Governor Kerry says if the legislature overrides his promised veto of a new death penalty bill and the bill becomes law, he will give clemency to anybody sentenced to die. And yes, says Kerry, that may hurt him politically. The Firemen's Union kicked off its contract bargaining with New York City today by charging that the city has failed to live up to its promises in the old contract. Grumman Aerospace takes the blame for those strange noises a lot of people heard on Long Island this morning, according to WABC's Ed Zeidner.
They each had a different idea what it was. What they heard was a loud boom.
It's just like an explosion.
There was a little noise, and then my den where I was, the room started shaking, like an earthquake, I guess. That's what I thought it was, an earthquake.
I thought a bomb went off.
That's Tom Christensen, Sam Gagliardi, and Kathy Peck of Mastic. They all heard the booms in the Mastic-Shirley area. That's the second time in the area residents heard booms since the start of this year. But this time someone knows or thinks they know what it was. Grumman says a fighter plane was flying off the southeastern coast of Long Island and broke the sound barrier. It wasn't supposed to be there, and Grumman is claiming responsibility for these booms. Ed Zeidner in Hempstead for WABC News.
Israel says it's over. Here's David Leslie.
Israel's Prime Minister Begin says his country has completed a takeover of southern Lebanon and says Israeli forces will stay there until there are adequate guarantees that Arab guerrillas won't return. The Israeli attacks were in apparent retaliation for a shooting spree by Palestinians who invaded Israel last weekend. In Washington, the United Mine Workers Bargaining Council is scheduled to meet in a few moments to begin voting on the third tentative agreement aimed at ending the 100-day strike by miners. The Senate Agriculture Committee today approved a farm support plan calling for flexible parity for farmers for their 1978 crops. Earlier, thousands of farmers demonstrated on Capitol Hill, releasing about 50 goats and other animals on the Capitol grounds. The Environmental Protection Agency today proposed new regulations designed to reduce the noise caused by motorcycles. And under a plan proposed by TWAs 65 and over, if people are that age, they'll be able to buy reserved seats at discounts of 1/3 off normal fare. If the government okays the TWA plan, it'll take effect May 15th.